I'm here. I know Michelle already knows what's going on. I think Pookie knows a little bit about what's going on. So I'm going to wait a few minutes and see if anybody else wants to show up because I really honestly don't want to repeat myself ever. Ever. So we're gonna do this is gonna be a once and done kind of thing. Just simply because it's not something that I want to continue to revisit, which is why I never brought it up in the first place.
Let's see.
I'm trying to think of I think Cam is asleep and Cam already knows. Cam knows me, has known me for a long, long time. So he knows everything. He knows things I've not told anybody.
Yeah.
I tagged, who else we got? I tagged Steph. Who's the other one?
I honestly can't keep track of who all of my moderators were because it's been so long since I've seen some of them. Yeah, Jamie is a new moderator, so
I just tagged her. I think you've seen it.
Yeah, I modded her after Pookie was having the health issues and I needed somebody to fill in, and she's always in my lives, whether she's lurking or she's talking. So
somebody jumped in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're all
Hello.
I'm gonna and see if Stephanie joins in. I know she had asked, I think she had some questions. So, and I don't want anything to be repeated because when you do that, it turns into this huge game of telephone where things end up not the way they were originally stated. Which is how we ended up in the Reddit realm anyway. So I think Kim said she's asleep, so we won't be I don't know how she's gonna get filled in because I hate the this is what was said in this meeting kind of things that go on. Cause like I said, it turns into a giant game of telephone. And things get skewed. So, but I know by now that almost all of you have read or at least know about the Reddit posts. It started out as just hate because I was Muslim. I was feeding children here, and they all thought it was a scam. It has turned into something so much more than that because things from my past that I did not divulge to anyone have come to the forefront. And when I say this, you're probably gonna take it out of context, but I didn't divulge it because it's none of anyone's business. It was a very traumatic experience for me. I didn't want to relive it over and over again. When you say things on the internet, people are constantly, I know there's no end to how many times people will ask you about it. And you guys have seen that in my lives anyway. I answer the same 10 questions over and over and over again every day. So, that's really where it's at. But I will say this: you've read on Reddit that I was married before and I have 2 kids from before. None of that is a lie. That is true. I actually divulged that to Michelle and Pookie and Stephanie on the phone when I was in Oklahoma with Camden before I left to come to Syria. I told them that I was married, I had a husband, I had 2 kids, and that they disowned me because I chose to revert to Islam. They wanted nothing to do with me. I tried and tried and tried to continue to have a relationship with them. I tried to be there for them. I did everything in my power to make them comfortable, to make them understand that I was choosing something that made me happy. Um, yes, me and their father are completely 100% divorced. I have the papers. I paid for the entire divorce myself. He paid for nothing. Um, let's see what else. I'm trying to think of all the lies. I can't like keep everything straight in my head. I've not been sleeping well. They've taken like everything that I tried to do good for them, and they've turned it into some kind of negative, like I was love bombing them because I bought them clothes or because I paid for them to go to the movies with their father. I continued to pay for their phone bill. I continued to pay for their Xbox Live bill. I paid their rent one month. Um, they completely glazed over the fact that I was the only one working for years, and I worked two jobs, and I walked to work, and I walked to the grocery store and got all of the food and carried it home on my back, and I cooked dinner, and I cleaned, and I did their laundry, and I served them food on a plate in their room, and they would go and they would eat everything and leave me nothing. Uh, and that all he did was play video games. Oh, and be mentally and physically abusive at times. And before anybody's like, oh my God, why would you stay? Why would you let your children stay with him? I didn't get a say in them staying. In the state of Kentucky, once you're 12 years old, you get to choose which custodial parent you want to live with. I had zero say in them getting to stay with him. They chose to say that he was a great father and that they wanted to stay with him. So that's where they ended up staying. I had no say in that whatsoever. I have, to this day, I pay my American phone bill every month so that if they wanted to text me, they could. If they wanted to call me, they could. They've known about this TikTok account the entire time. I've had it the entire time I've been a revert to Islam. Um, so them saying that they just randomly ran across my TikTok page is not true. I had never blocked them because I left all avenues of communication open because I wanted to have a relationship with my children. Um, Me saying that I didn't have children to the internet was not a lie because I don't have children. I don't. They don't want anything to do with me. So I don't have children. I'm not raising any children. And I do want to start a family here. And I do think that everybody deserves to have a family and to have children that actually want them as their mother, not whatever he has turned my children into, because he was upset that I finally decided to leave and that I wasn't going to continue just being his workhorse, and his maid, and his bed partner when he wanted it. So that's where we're at, and that's, I don't know if you guys have any other questions or anything, or if there's been something that you've read that I've not touched on at this point. But the children are 17 and they'll be 17 and 13 this year. Um, they're not young children. They are making decisions on their own. There's nothing I could do about that. Like I said, in the state of Kentucky, once you're 12, you get to pick the custodial parent. Um, he divorced me, no contest, but I will say that he used my account to pay for dating site days after I asked him for a divorce. So I was still grieving the loss of my family, and he was sexting other women. Um, yeah, so I don't know what else I can say. Um, I don't really feel the need to defend myself. As far as I just, I do feel as moderators that you guys had a right to at least hear from me. But do I think it's anybody's business? No, I don't. Um, I think it's sick and disgusting what's going on Reddit and how much it really does drive a stake through my heart how much these children lie and go on. I've never in my entire life ever spanked one of my children, ever. Um, I have never been mean or hateful to them. I have went hungry for them. I have worked my fingers to the bone for them. I have lost sleep for them. So I don't know what happened, um, or why things turned out this way. But I owe zero explanation to anybody about anything that happened before. Any part of my life that I don't want to share. But because uh you guys are not just moderators, you guys are my friends, I felt the need to at least give you from my perspective the truth of what's happening, and not whatever this is on Reddit, because none of what they're saying, other than they're my children and I have an ex-husband, is true. Her Their grandparents never threatened to kill them. That's the newest thing, by the way. If you don't follow their TikTok, that's the newest thing. I did not leak their dead name. I would never. I have always been supportive, even though the religion that I chose tells me that I can't support that. I have never and would never do that to a child. Um, so there's that. I don't know who leaked their dead name, but um, yeah. So I don't know what else I can say. You guys can make your decision. If you want to continue modding for me, then that's fine. If you don't, you can see yourself out of the Discord and you don't have to talk to me anymore. Um, and that's just where I'm at, because I have to protect my own peace, because it wasn't until they saw that I had decided that I was going to move on, and that I wasn't going to be miserable for the rest of my life, that they decided that they wanted to come out of the woodwork and try to uh, quote unquote expose me, which really translates to ruin any chance at happiness I ever had. So I will leave y'all to make your decisions. um, I hope at least that you listened, and you guys have known me for a while, so um, it's not like we just met. And like I said, Pookie, Michelle, and Stephanie all knew that I had kids, because we all discussed it on my way to buy the sewing machine, as I was walking when I was in Oklahoma, before I left to come to Syria. So I'm not. It wasn't an entire whole thing. The only people that I didn't tell that I had kids were the people that obviously that weren't privy to that conversation, and then also um, the people that just are in lives that aren't that aren't my moderators, that aren't my friends. They're followers. They're people that like to watch me live. Sometimes a follower turns into a friend, but for the most part, you don't ever know who you can trust on the internet. So, but that is 100% the truth. I have no reason to lie. Um, I just I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that I don't know where I went wrong raising my children, and why they would lie like that, but it is what it is at this point. I can't do anything to change the way they feel. They're very much against um, me as a person, and they've told so many lies now that they're believing their own lies. So um yeah, if there's anything else that I didn't cover that you have a question about, you guys are my friends. You're free to ask anything. Um, and I will try to give you like my bestest honest answer.
Can I
You
say something
wanna?
or ask
Oh,
something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so what do you want done in your lives to so this can be?
Oh, this isn't going away. You guys know that, right? Like this isn't that they're not going to stop.
No, I know that.
So, um, Like they're literally out to ruin me. Like they want me to not be on TikTok anymore, to not have an account, to not be happy. Like that they're unhappy, and so they're trying to make me unhappy. And that's just, at this point, I think we're just gonna have to block anybody who mentions it, and that's just what it is, because it's nobody's business. I should not have to relive. Like, you guys are moms, right? So you get it.
Yes, hon.
I'm
I
an
don't want to
angel mother.
relive this. I don't want to relive this every day for the rest of my life. I don't. So, with that being said, if anybody mentions it, it's an automatic block. Just block it. I don't want to see it. You guys deserve the truth because you're my friend, but nobody else deserves anything from me. And I certainly don't want to have to remember this for every day, all day, for the rest of my life. All I'm trying to do is do something good here. I know we took a little break, and I tried to raise some money for IVF. Let me clarify that I do actually have PCOS, but the really, really crappy part is I was supposed, when I got pregnant with my second child with my husband, he begged me to have an abortion because he didn't want the baby. And I flat out refused because I don't believe in abortion. And so I agreed to have a clamp put on my tubes, right? So while I was unconscious, they removed my tubes completely, as in I don't have any anymore. That's not what I signed up for. Um, So, no, I really can't get pregnant on my own. I tried to have the surgery reversed. You can't reverse it because it wasn't just a clamp. They literally cut my tube from my ovary and from my uterus and just removed the whole thing on both sides. So, I have no tubes. But I do actually have PCOS. That was not a lie. So he made sure I couldn't get pregnant again. Ever. Ever, ever. So I did take a break, and I did try to raise some money for IVF. And maybe that's my bad. Maybe that's where I went wrong, and I should have just I don't know. I should have just I guess did it on my own. Just got a 2, 3, 4 jobs and just did it on my own. But I really was trying to do something good here, feeding the kids. And if I continue to go live, that is the only thing that I will be doing from now on. Um I'm not focused on anything else. Um, if I do lives, it'll be to feed the kids, and if it happens, then it happens. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to be talking about so many personal things anymore because I can't. It hurts too bad. And I don't know who I can trust, really, honestly, as far as people in the lives. So, because everything seems to get back to Reddit, in the worst kind of way. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys know everything now. But I will say, I did catch them in several weird lies. Like, why would you lie and say that we're not divorced and that I cheated on you? Like, I would never. And also, it's just really too easy to be like, here are my divorce papers. But he's telling, I guess, to get sympathy and money. I don't know. Let them do what they do, but it doesn't go through in the chats on lives. The lives are for the kids, and that's just the way it's going to be. So, is there anything else? Is there any other questions I can answer for you guys, or?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop off here. I'm just not in the best mental space right now. So, but I just wanted to make sure at least I cleared the air with you guys. So you know what's really actually and factually going on. Um, I am not concerned with anything else with anybody else. So um, like I said, just if you want to continue modding, then that's fine. If you um, yeah, it's not a problem. Like I said, it wasn't like I was trying to hide. I literally found out about this not that long ago. So like um I really did take a break from social media for the end of Ramadan and for Eid. So when all of this was brought to my attention, I was very much flabbergasted because I haven't been on social media. I didn't know that my kid made posts. I didn't know that they had tagged my profile. Um, yeah, now I have blocked them. I will tell you that. Now I have blocked them. I don't want them creeping on my page and taking screenshots of things. Um, so I did block them. And the ex had been blocked for a long time because he's just a creepy creeper anyway. Um, but yeah, so I did block them now. Because I feel at this point with all of the lies and the misinformation that they're spreading to get sympathy and clout for something that they asked for, um, and had no problem with all this time until they found out that I had moved. Then they had a problem with it. Um, like I said, they didn't reach out and try to like none of that while I was still in the States. They didn't check on me when I had the stalker or any of that. So like I don't I'm still not completely sure if my ex wasn't part of the whole people coming to my house kind of thing, because I always wondered how people knew where I lived. Um, but yeah, so it is what it is. I can't change their opinion of me. I can't make them tell you the truth. Um I can just call out the lies when I see them. Um like right now they're saying, oh, my mom leaked my dead name and my boyfriend's dead name. I would never. I would never. Um I have no desire to hurt my children at all. Um, as a matter of fact, I would still forgive them and I would still have a relationship with them to this very day if they were to text me or call me or message me or anything. But I don't feel like they're going to do that. I feel like they're being um, somewhat manipulated by the situation with just because of their father and like his feelings toward me or whatever, and that's just I can't change that, and I have to find some kind of peace with what's going on or I'm just going to lose my mind. So um yeah, and
You
that's where
have
I'm at.
people who love you. You have people
Yeah,
who love you. You matter. Don't ever forget that. And
I'm just
hurt people hurt people. Remember that. And half
yeah,
those people on Reddit are hurt.
oh, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. um I just, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what prompted them to start lying, but um I
Remi-
don't know.
Can I tell you what Demi said about why he is doing this?
Oh, sure.
If you want to know.
Who? I'm sorry.
I mean, I would love to hear what they told you. I don't
No,
know if any of it is truth or not, but
I haven't personally talked to him. It was something he put in Reddit. Um, and then you can see in all of his posts on Reddit that he catches himself up quite a bit with lies. He
yeah.
did get called out for that several times by people. But did post that he's not going to let you get rid of him so easily. And that's why he's doing this.
That's so weird because I never intended to get rid of him anyway. The only reason that I said I didn't have kids was because they literally said, "You're not my mom anymore." And so I don't have, in my mind, I don't have kids because like the kids that I had don't want anything to do with me. And also because they're minors, and in order to protect them, because if I go and I tell the whole wide internet that I've got children, the internet is going to go looking for them.
Yeah.
And I did not want to bring any kind of extra drama to them. I didn't want anybody to be like, "Oh my God, why did you do that to your mother?" Like, because you know how the internet is. So did I want rando people trying to contact my kids? No, I did not. So it was just easier at that point to be like, I don't have kids, because I don't. Because they're with their father. They don't want anything to do with me. So I'm not in any way, shape, or fashion a mother to them at this point. Um, Not by my choice, but also at the same time, if you tell me that you set a boundary, I'm going to respect the boundary that you set. I'm not going to continue to try to push my beliefs or my feelings on you as a person, because that's incorrect. So, I don't know. That's it. That's all I have. I don't have anything else.
Deep
I
breath.
don't. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to stop doing what they're doing. I think they're going to continue to lie. It'll probably get even more outrageous as time goes on. I mean, they just dropped a video. Someone sent me the voice clip of it where they said that their grandparents told them that they were going to kill them because they were trans. That never happened. That never happened. Um,
Demi said that he wanted to post your picture up on Reddit, but
yeah,
he's gonna respect and not do that.
yeah. No, I don't know how long that'll last. So
Well,
it is what it is. I did not delete my photos from their phones before I left because I didn't want to take every memory that they had with me.
yeah.
I wanted to leave them some things. So, and that's probably my fault. I probably should have just deleted everything. If I wanted to make sure that nobody had pictures of my face, that could use it to hurt me later. But I didn't think like that because I don't know, because I really genuinely wish for the best in people. So, but I don't have anything else for you guys. I know Kim's driving.
Cam just got
Um,
up. Cam just got up. Let
Kim
me get him
got
in
up.
here.
Yeah,
I think he
Cam
wants.
knows everything. Like
There he is.
Kim has helped me through a lot of this. They knew me before Demi was Demi. They knew me. They know all of the like financial hardships and how I worked and he didn't, and how I gave up my streaming career. All of that. He also knows that their grandparents never threatened to kill them. They used to go to their grandparents every summer for like 2 weeks. It's just the amount of lies in all of this is just And maybe I should have just said, oh yeah, I have 2 kids in the States, but that would have opened up a whole can of worms to, oh well, what happened, and like I said, it's just not something that I want to continue to relive over and over and over again.
And it was also protecting them from the stalkerish activity that was going on
Yeah.
whenever Ash was first trying to leave the States.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I don't know. But if that's everything, if you guys are satisfied and you don't have any more questions or anything like that, then we're good. You guys can make your decisions. If you want to continue modding, you can stay. If you don't want to continue modding, if you're not comfortable, then you don't even have to resign your position. Just leave the Discord. I'll know what happened. And then I can just, remove you from the mod team on TikTok. But I have nothing else. There wasn't really a plan in place for any of this. I didn't see this coming. And I have spent the last like 2 days trying to figure out how to handle it. So, without further hurting my children, because for some reason, no matter how badly they hurt me, I don't want to hurt them at all, and I don't want anybody else to do anything that's hurtful toward them. Like, if it makes them feel better to tell lies, then I guess let them tell their lies. I don't know what to say. I'm not going to I'm not fighting with my children. I'm not doing it. So I guess just, if you're a part of the mod team, if somebody says something, then you just block them. And that's just how we're gonna deal with that for right now, because I don't owe the World Wide Web an explanation. And I'm still trying to protect my children. So, I guess if it's some kind of therapy for them and it makes them feel better, then let them do what they do and believe what they believe, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect me here, as far as like physically. Mentally, on the other hand, I'm going to have to be honest and say I am just an abysmal wreck. So, um and I don't know if I'll ever get over that.
Ash, we love you.
So, but I do hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. My day is more than halfway over now. So I've got to still got to shower, and I've got to do some laundry and things. So but I wanted to get on here and at least have a small conversation with the moderator team. Like I said, I'm not going to repeat this meeting, so hopefully, if any of the other moderators ask you about anything, hopefully it doesn't get too skewed. The answers, I guess, because I know that there are a couple of mods that didn't make it in. I know it was kind of an impromptu meeting. It wasn't scheduled out days ahead. I don't think I could have mentally dealt with it being scheduled out days ahead, just because of how anxious I was about the whole thing. So, yeah.
If any of the mods ever give you guys any issues, also, just you can deflect them to me. Be like, hey, ask Cam. So.
Cam knows all. I do have to
I was just
say,
sworn to
Karen,
secrecy.
yes. Well, because it was better for the kids that
It
way,
was for
though.
the
Like,
kiddos.
yeah. Just like the reason I still pay my phone bill is because I hoped at some point they would be like, oh, maybe let me message my mom. So I don't know if I'll ever stop paying my phone bill. Kind of pointless because I don't use the phone, but it just sits here. But in the event that it ever rings, I don't know, because they're going to see any kind of me reaching out or anything like that as they're going to take it and then spin it negatively. So I'm just going to leave them be. And I don't know if that's the right choice. I honestly don't know what the right choice is right now as far as how to move forward or proceed. Never been here before, never dealt with this before. So, um, yeah, but that's pretty much it. And I'll leave you guys to the rest of your day. And hopefully we're gonna be back live. I don't want to stay away from live too long because I do have followers that are you too, Kim. Be safe on your drive. Um I do have followers that have been asking where I've been, so we've got to get back on some kind of live schedule. I'm trying to think of like we're putting in the stove this weekend, so the house is finished. Um, I've just got to put up I've got to hang some fabric on the walls, and I got to put the stove in. The stove hasn't been put in yet because everything's been closed for Eid. Um, so we're supposed to go into Dana tomorrow. And so I was thinking maybe first live back we could just do a cooking live. Um, Something really small. I was just gonna, maybe just make like a dinner for two or something like that. Nothing super huge. Um, and we can have discussions on that a little later if you guys want to put your input in. I know a lot of you have my WhatsApp, so we can talk on there. Or I'm rarely on Discord anymore, and it's because Discord doesn't function on my phone very well here. It only works if I have a VPN on. So um, it's just one of those programs that's just not Syria friendly. So it's hard for me to be on here a lot. But um, if you don't have my WhatsApp and you want my WhatsApp, you can definitely shoot me a message, and I will give it to you, so that you can text or whatever. Um, but yeah, I think first live back, we'll just do a cooking live. It'll be really laid back, uh, nothing crazy. And then I would like to work back up to feeding the kids every week because that was why I started all of this in the first place. Um, and it's what I want to continue doing, because it was truly making a difference here. And if I can make a difference in anyone's life at this point, I'm happy to do so. So that's where we're at, and that's the plan moving forward. Um, so we will get back to that. But like I said, first live back, I think we'll just do like a welcome back. We're doing dinner kind of thing, just to kind of ease back into it, and that's the plan. And now I'm fidgeting because I don't know what else to do with myself. So, this is me talking just to fill dead space because I have complex post traumatic stress disorder and I don't know how to react to anything. Um, so, you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you all later, and we will do a little bit more planning then.
Okie dokie.
I love y'all too. All right, I'll see y'all. Well, I mean, you'll see me. I won't see you, but you know what I mean.
Keep your head up, girl.
All right, I'll see you. I'll see you guys around.
All
All
right.
right, love.
Bye.